Yes. Boss blame Kaka.
Oh, hard drink. Oh, hard drink. Oh.
I am for CDR channel.
Oh, and
how is it to a common crowd?
Boss, driving here about and
Ana kwanta sai. Saliki.
Não vou com a sua irmã, não can ir.
Demais.
Your Royal Majesty Otumfuo II, Asantehene, Lady Julia, Your Excellency Wavell John Ramkalawan, President of the Republic of Seychelles, Mrs. Linda Ramkalawan, First Lady of the Republic of Seychelles, our beloved President John Otumfuo, Second President of the Republic of the Fourth Republic, Regional Minister, Excellencies, eminent clergy, Madam Vice Chancellor and Provost of Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Nananum, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Otumfuo II Silver Jubilee Planning Committee, I welcome you all to this morning's ceremony, which is the last of the three major activities the Planning Committee adored at the beginning of the year to celebrate three seminal events in the annals of our history, namely the 150 years anniversary of the Saganti War, which we marked in February, the Silver Jubilee of the coronation of Otumfuo II as Asantehene, which we celebrated with pomp and circumstance in April and May. With great honor, we welcome Your Excellency Wavell John Ramkalawan, President of the Republic of Seychelles, of King Prempeh the First from your nation, the Republic of Seychelles. We recognize with immense gratitude how the people of Seychelles, guided by the bare values of peace and hospitality, stood as compassionate helpers to our king during his stay in that country. It is truly fitting that today, as we mark this centenary, we are honored by the presence of Your Excellency, a person whose own life is dedicated to serving both country and the spiritual community as an Anglican priest. Hence, Excellency, your favorite appellation, Father President, because you straddle both the secular and non-secular worlds. Father President, we welcome you. We welcome our beloved President John Otumfuo. You have come to your own. And be assured, Mr. President, that we who know you, respect you and honor you. And we shall so respect you until time and sacrifice shall be no more. Today, we have gathered here on the sacred grounds of Malaysia to commemorate one of the most significant events in the history of our people, the return of Otumfuo Prempeh I from exile a century ago. It is a moment of reflection, a moment of celebration, and a moment of deep reverence for the resilience, courage, and leadership of our great king and the unwavering strength of the Asante people. 100 years ago, our beloved King Asantehene, Otumfuo Prempeh I, returned home from an island in the Indian Ocean called Seychelles. This exile, imposed by the British colonial administration, sought to diminish the influence of the Ashanti Kingdom, believing that by removing our king, they could break our unity. But alas, as history has shown, they were indeed wrong. Instead, our unity deepened, our culture remained steadfast, and the spirit of the Ashanti people became unshakable. In 1896, Otumfuo Prempeh I, along with key members of the Ashanti royal family and his closest advisors, was taken into exile. For nearly 30 years, he remained far from his homeland, yet his leadership never wavered. He never surrendered his love for the Ashanti people, and his return in 1924 marked the rekindling of hope, pride, and resilience for all Ashantis. We remember his return not only as a return of our king, but as a return of the embodiment of our identity and sovereignty. For us, it was a powerful reminder that no matter how far away our leaders may be, no matter how far away no matter how oppressive the conditions we face, the Ashanti spirit cannot be exiled. It cannot be silenced. Indeed, it is eternal. The exile of Prempeh I was not only a test of his personal strength and endurance, but it was a test of our people. And what did we do? We persevered. We maintained our cultural heritage, our customs, and our traditions, all in defiance of colonial attempts to dismantle them, even as our king was taken from us. The Ashanti people stood tall, united in purpose, determined to preserve our legacy for the future generations. The lessons of this history are clear. Just as Otumfuo, Prempeh I, refused to be broken, so too must we continue to refuse anything that threatens our unity, our sovereignty, and our dignity. His return signifies that no force can destroy the bonds that tie us together as a people. It is a lesson in the power of resilience, of courage, and the belief in the restoration of justice. As we mark 100 years since his return, we must honor not only the memory of Otumfuo Prempeh I, but also the enduring legacy he left behind. He taught us that leadership is not determined by mere power, but by the ability to serve one's people with dignity, wisdom, and unwavering commitment. And these are the very attributes that fortunately define the reign of our present king, Otumfuo II. His life in exile demonstrated his deep love for the Ashanti Kingdom, and his return symbolizes our collective determination to hold fast to our traditions and our destiny, and our identity. Today, as we celebrate this milestone, let us look to the future with the same strength and vision that guided our ancestors. We owe it to them and to the generations to come to preserve our heritage, to continue building a strong and united Ashanti Kingdom, and to ensure that the values of courage, unity, and respect of our tradition, as well as the traditions and customs of other ethnic groups, are never lost. In conclusion, I wish to thank you all for being part of this commemoration. Together, let us continue to honor our ancestors, preserve the legacy of Otumfuo Prempeh I, and ensure that the values of courage, resilience, courage, and unity are passed on to future generations.
The coastal area of what was then the Gold Coast as political prisoners, and then to Freetown, Sierra Leone, before crossing the Indian Ocean to the Seychelles Island aboard the SS Dagger. This was in 1896, and at the time, Asante had sent a mission to London to negotiate the terms of British incorporation of it into its colonial enclave. The mission was in London, where Joseph Chamberlain, Secretary of State for the colonies, ordered the invasion. The arrest, which was meant to destabilize the empire, and its leadership led to the last of 8 Anglo-Asante wars of 1900, led on the Asante side by a woman, Yasantwa, Queen Mother of Eguiso, later exiled to join Prempeh and the others in Seychelles. It set the tone for the decline of one of Africa's well-built empires since the 1700s. Some of the exiles, including Manayicha and Yasna, died on the islands, but others survived, including Prempeh I, whose 27-year captivity is equivalent to Nelson Mandela's Robben Island experience. He was eventually allowed by the British to return to Kumasi, dying 10 years after. 120 years after, there is a successor king, also called Bekubia, with the stool name of Asante II. He inherits, as Prempeh's great-grandnephew, an unbroken but diminished Asante kingdom. The historic visit he makes to the tropical islands nation, associated with paradise and described by the political scientist Salvat as prison without bars, was under different circumstances. No military escort of the imperial imprimatur, but in glory from an independent guard, guest of honor of the President of the Republic of Seychelles. Ivo Adjumandria, an analyst of Seychelles Asante relations from the 1800s, traveled on the return of a king to Seychelles to continue his television interpretation of this most dramatic but also sorrowful episode in 19th century Asante's history, one of exile and dispossession into the unknown.
Your Excellency, our former Governor, Sir William Bradford Griffith, is going on retirement. As a result, Her Excellency, Queen Victoria of the British government, has appointed Sir William Maxwell as the new Governor of the Gold Coast.
Thank you, gentlemen. It is a pleasure for me to serve with the best elite of scouting, of military tactics, and administration. It is an honor, but also a deep responsibility. As you know, the European powers are racing for war. They try to get as much weapons as possible, needing for that to tap into new markets, fueling their industry, being able to secure the different resources. And the world is not for a period of peace. We are preparing for war. We are not nice and gentle anymore. This is the reason why my first task has been given to come here in Cape Coast and to resolve once for all the Ashanti problem.
This should be interesting. The Ashantis are not going to give up without a fight. Your Excellency, in 1891, Belfort Grey offered to take Asante under British protectorate. King Prempeh, confidence in his effort to revive and strengthen the Asante Empire, declined the offer by saying, I might say this is a matter of a very serious consideration, and which I'm happy that we have arrived here at this conclusion, that my kingdom of Asante will never commit itself to any such policy. Asante must remain independent as of all, at the same time being friendly with all white men.
Exactly. That's where the whole problem is. We are in conflict. We are preparing. The Germans are in the Volta region, the French in the Côte d'Ivoire. We, in the international race for power, it is only a question where the flags have been planted and where not. We have received your different reports in London. We have analyzed them deeply. Thank you very much for all your effort. And we have, the administration has arrived to the conclusion that it is not a good idea to do like in 1874, to attack straight away the Ashanti Kingdom. This may request too much of the very more and more precious British blood. This is why we, the administration, has asked me to underline the existing treaty, the Fomena Treaty of 1974. I have already written a letter to Prempeh I, asking him urgently to follow what the other kings have promised. One, we want to be able to interfere into the activity, so we need to have local British residents in Kumasi to be able to figure out things and act much more instinctively, and also to influence much more the population. Second, we need to have our markets, our goods float the market, destroying the artisanship. Three, we need the local population to hate their own traditions of their fathers to come to our civilized world. Fourth, it has been promised that a lot of gold will be paid. Right now, the empire is expecting some 50,000 ounces of gold. If the Ashantis would pay that, they would have much less aggressivity in our direction. Last but not least, Julius Caesar, 2,000 years ago, explained divide to rule. We have asked in the Fomena Treaty, and they have accepted, that any tribe rebelling against them, asking for our protection, will be left in that positive state for us. And this is not happening.
Your Excellency, as I always say, we have to forcibly send troops to Kumasi to prepare the ground for another war with the Ashantis. When Sir Garner Wolseley sent troops to conquer them, they became afraid of us. The war made them lose vast territories. We also looted their royal regalia and rich treasures.
As the governor has said, we have to review our strategies against the Ashantis. Inasmuch as we have previously fought and conquered them, anytime some of the failing factions like Mampong, Sukta, Kopofu, attempt to join our government, and then unexpectedly they change their mind.
Yes, I know the king is very politically powerful, but we have to find another solution.
We have to take action.
Exactly.
Your Excellency, I think we have to send soldiers and arrest King Prempeh and put him in prison.
Yes, this might be a very good idea.
Your Excellency, you have a visitor.
Yes.
Your Excellency.
Yes.
This is Habitia, an informant from Ashanti.
Be welcome to Abitua. You are welcome in this place just like yours.
Hey, Abazima. I'm not listening. They can't tell them. I'm a papa. Abazima, do that.
I'm not a graduate.
Really?
I'm not going to say. The Basile will check up on a papa. About best come from, I said, between my heart. Now, a great deal was at Memono. But the awareness of the basic, I'm one of what the other want to never hear. So I'm going to buy. Why?
Your Excellency, Kwame Tia is an honest person. All the information he gives us are very accurate. And he says he came to welcome you and make you aware of everything that is going on in the Ashanti.
This is exactly what we needed.
Yes.
Tell him I have great presence for people like him.
Kwame Tia, eti mami wa ɔre kan. Ɔsɛ ɛnam nsɛm a eti bɛnti. Ɔwɔ akyɛn so nkumi mo. Okay.
So, as an informant, I would need to know what is the latest development in the Ashanti Kingdom. As him, we have the desire to bring the Ashanti Kingdom into modernity, knowing the fact that his desires will be quite a part of our efforts.
I'm not a seven country there. About how we get it, no, about some Nazaba. Come here,
I'm not a graduate. I'm not going to say. Katana, what problem happened to me now? The Zaka. What I hear for, I've been home. Then what can I say? As you see it, I'm not this one. The local Union was a second one. Did I say I'm not to a young? I don't think, or one is a book for a project, what you want. No one can tell us that Katana have the trouble. And yet, on your mouth, as I shall say, and I want to move. I don't try to buy.
Your Excellency, he says, Nana Prempeh has received your letter, but he doubted you. And he and his chiefs started insulting you to the extent that they sent a delegation to go to Victoria, our queen. Yes, to verify if she sent him to write that letter. So he came here to inform you.
Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, I'm sorry. I think we have to send our soldiers and arrest these chiefs.
Yes, but first, our position is not yet compromised much. For sure, my reputation, the reputation of my father, my grandfather, all loyal subjects of the Queen, are questioned by such an obscure delegation. But who are they? Here they are princes and kings. Over there, they're just well-dressed, anti-Christian, rebellious troops, rebellious against the empire.
I think it is King Prempeh's counselors that have given him that idea. Else, there's no way he would decide to bring such hefty debts upon the world.
Kwame Tia, them red, Chamberlain, Ossie. It is been a good for Nana Prempeh for why the matter.
What are you saying? What's your working? I was saying, what was all my pint? I'm not going to see the Masia, and I said to what if I was getting out of comfort? But I was saying, I'll tell you, man, ever said what I'm going to do, what was it would do? Now I hear the trouble. But I want to say, if you're going to die, I'm not going to pass. You know, put them up on the tier, up on the twat. Nobody else wants
I will just tell Otumfuo that I have increased the present because of his goodwill. Reassure him that it will be his name that will be recalled by Victoria, not the delegation, not those chiefs. Tell him to please follow you to our head officer so that he can give the name of all those sub-chiefs that are trying to interfere in our politics. He is greatly important for this.
Come here. I'm not going to on the man or the show. Hey, Tim. And more time. Our there information. Them I am fine. One is so good to power and imagine. Couple of words, you bet you won't Your Excellency, I will give you come here so that you give me the list.
Great. Gentlemen. Gentlemen, this meeting, who was a bit scary for me, has found quite some interesting information. I think we should be careful not to relieve ourselves of the international stress of our diplomatic relations.
We have to go to the war with our scientists. We keep delaying for too much.
We are going, but we need to stay calm and find the best way possible. With all the different ways that Nicholas Machiavelli has taught in his book, that this is what we are going to do. So please stay alert and think about it. We are going to act.